Road at 9:50 a.m., a 911 call was made by a man who, along with doctors and first responders, would soon become a hero. In the 2010s, or 20-teens as I used to call them, Anissa Ware and Morgan Geyser were hanging out with their friend Peyton Luter, a hangout that Peyton had no idea would change her life. You may have heard this story in the news, piece by piece. Hey, Mr. Gouchcat, but here it is, the Slenderman stabbing. Angie Geyser's pregnancy with Morgan Geyser was an unexpected one. She didn't know how to feel, but she knew that she loved her right away, and ultimately ended up not terminating the pregnancy. She claimed that Morgan drastically changed their lives for the better, and has always been quirky, and that since childhood she didn't care what other people thought. In a Crime Vault documentary, videos from her childhood are shown. She claimed that as young as 3 years old, she saw ghosts who were mostly friendly, but would sometimes bite her and pull her hair. Hey, Finner. Her mom said she didn't really react the way people would react to most things. She seemed to lack empathy. Oh, it's a teddy bear. I'm doing my true crime stream. That's why there's a big ass title on the thing that says True Crime Tuesday. And that's why the thumbnail is artwork. Depiction of something that happened. Or something the girls thought would happen, rather. So please try and be respectful, because this involves a 12-year-old who was almost killed. So yeah. Where was I? She didn't really react the way people expected her to react. It's all good. She lacked empathy, which her mom said she would notice even when they were watching movies. She would watch movies like Bambi, and when they watched Bambi together, she said, "Run, Bambi, run! Save yourself!" and didn't really care about the mom. She believed in Santa till she was about 11 years old, and didn't really believe in, like, when her mom first told her about menstruation, she said that sounds really fake. Anissa's father also did an interview with Crime Vault, the Crime Watch documentary. He showed Anissa's baby photos, room, and her pet cat Tiger, who used to walk up to her room after she left looking for her. She was in choir and would work on projects with children from flight academy classes. She didn't argue often, and her dad's claimed that he tried to monitor her, leaving her bedroom open unless she was changing, and he never noticed any signs. Peyton claims that she first approached Morgan back in 4th grade because Morgan was sitting alone. The two became best friends and often attended sleepovers with each other. Morgan gave Peyton the nickname Bella. They became best friends, even nominating each other to do the Ice Bucket Challenge. Morgan told police that Peyton was her only friend for a really long time. 2 years later, in 6th grade, Anissa and Morgan, who rode the same bus, became friends. Peyton claims that's when everything went downhill. Anissa's internet history consisted of common things such as her commenting "sucks to be you" in the morning on the world's worst toaster video, and other more darker things, but not unlike many girls her age. However, many comments stood out to detectives, such as, on the video "Are you a sociopath?" and "Are you a psychopath?" She claimed she got 18 answers correct, saying the police were going to cuff her. She also saw a video of a wild cat beat a mouse to death for eating, and she said that she enjoyed how the cat beat the mouse to death. And then there were lots and lots of videos about Slenderman. Anissa introduced the two girls to Slenderman, a fictional character, or creepypasta character to be specific. Slenderman was first created for a Photoshop contest. And here's a photo. Here's one of the photos. This feels like a children's game. Can you spot Splendor? He's a lot easier to find than Waldo. And then here was the second one. Slenderman's story was first created on a page known as Something Awful by user Eric Cudson, also known as Victor Surge, in 2009. The Photoshop contest asked creators to caption their photos. His read, quote unquote, "We didn't want to go, we didn't want to kill them, but its persistent silence and outstretched arms horrified and comforted us at the same time." 1983. Photographer unknown, presumed dead. The other photo had the caption, quote unquote, one of the 2 recovered photographs from the Sterling City Library blaze, notable for being taken the day which 14 children vanished and for what is referred to as the quote unquote Slenderman. Deformities cited as film defects by officials. Fire at library occurred 1 week later. Actual photograph confiscated as evidence. 1986, photographer Mary Thomas missing since June 13th, 1986. Please feel free to tap, share, and like, by the way. I've got 2 PKs coming up after this. So the first one is in like an hour after this or so, less than an hour after this. Then afterwards I have an Impossible Star. Oh, excuse me. Thank you for all the hearts. Stories of the Slenderman were submitted by people online, forming a legend out of whoever wanted to help create this supernatural entity. Morgan and Anissa became obsessed with Slenderman. Although Peyton was scared, she wanted to be supportive. Peyton knew Morgan thought he was real and liked him, so she went along with it. Morgan claimed she may have saw Slender when he was 5 and had dreams about him, meaning that he had been stalking her. Thank you. Anissa was close to her 5th grade teacher, saying he was like a second dad to her, but she tearfully looks back upon, saying, maybe I could have done something else. Anissa cried often, as she was picked on and had hardly any friends other than Morgan. Anissa believed that Slenderman would care for her. Morgan's 12th birthday was coming up, so the 3 had a sleepover. Usually their sleepovers consisted of telling jokes, playing with their American Girl dolls, roller skating, eating pizza, and staying up all night. However, this time, Morgan wanted to go to the park instead of staying up all night. They had donuts for breakfast, and Morgan told her mom she loved her before leaving. Quote unquote, it was Friday night and she was so excited, Peyton's mother, Stacy Luter, said in a 2015 interview on 2020. Now, while they were walking, Morgan lifts up her shirt, showing Anissa the handle of a knife. Anissa thought, dear God, this is really happening. They played on the playground for a while before the 3 girls went to the park bathroom, where Anissa asked Peyton if she could make herself fall asleep. Peyton didn't want to, so Anissa attempted to knock out Peyton by hitting her forehead, which hit the back of the wall, which was concrete, by the way. Anissa's response was, quote unquote, I don't like screaming, that's the one thing I can't handle, when asked about it during an interrogation. They wanted to knock her out because they thought it would be easier, and Anissa said she didn't want to have to see herself in Peyton's eyes. The plan was to sit her down on the toilet, use the drain to get rid of her blood, lock the door, and then leave for Nicollet National Park, where they believed that Slenderman's mansion was located. The plan didn't work, and Peyton was still alive and fully conscious. Peyton was mad, but still stayed with them. As, keep in mind, these were 2 of her her best friend and her very close friend. Morgan said she was too scared, so Anissa hugged her and petted her like she was a cat to calm her down. Morgan was pacing until finally they led her into the woods. They told her they wanted to play hide and seek. Peyton said she didn't, but they told her the next game would be her choice. Anissa pulled Peyton deeper into the woods